Celtic here to do another action figure review on the Star Wars The Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars Episode 3. So surprised that I was actually able to find this figure at retail, Toys R Us, and I thought this figure would pretty much hit retail a bit later than I thought it would. But I think I'm going to come across this, especially the other figures of the wave. I believe it's wave 4 if I'm not mistaken. But all figures look great, but I got pretty much have my eyes towards Obi-Wan. I don't know, I guess pretty much Obi-Wan's not a bad looking figure or characters, and I thought I pretty much would get him. And I was on the fence of getting Luke, but I decided to get Obi-Wan in the end. But I digress. This figure is such amazing. There are a couple of things I really don't like about this figure, but before we go into that figure in detail, let's take a quick look at the package. So here's a quick look at the packaging. Here we are, the matte finish box that we've seen in the previous figures of the line. Then a nice matte finish right here, and as well as the emboss of the Star Wars logo of the Black Series. On the side, not too much, or either this side either. On the top, we got the same thing, Star Wars Black Series, Obi-Wan. Why so serious? And on the back, we can see a nice picture of Obi-Wan, as well as the detailed little figure message of the figure. Obi-Wan's the Force to battle with his friend Anakin Skywalker in the devastating lightsaber duel after Anakin turns to the dark side. I have failed you, Anakin. Pretty much what he says in Episode 3, but I'm pretty sure every Star Wars fanatics pretty much know about it, since I saw this movie multiple times and I loved Episode 3 despite its negative side about it. But yes, here is the packaging, not too much, and accessories. But let's get a closer look at the figure. So Obi-Wan comes with one accessory, and here is his lightsaber. And already people are starting to dislike this particular accessory. Pretty much the lightsaber blade is pretty much lighter than what it originally came with Luke's, because apparently Luke's lightsaber is a bit more darker, have much more rich color in it. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I think it all depends on the lighting you put on this figure or the lightsaber. And to me, I don't have that much gripe with against it. Yes, it's a lot more clear and probably a bit shorter and thinner, but hey, I mean, most people prefer it has to be, more thicker and have more color to it. But it's not too bad. Apparently, mine's been warped from the packaging. It's all benty, not so straight. It's a little bit down towards the end of the blade here, but it's not too bad. But it's a bit detachable, and again, it's like, it's not too bad of a color. You can't not swap with, like, the first Luke figure lightsaber blade in favor of, trying to replace it with this Obi-Wan's Kenobi. This doesn't fit. Apparently, it's a peg. I think it's too big, if not too small. I can't recall since I cannot find my Luke figure. I don't know where I put that guy. But regardless, you cannot do that swap, even though which most people would like to do, but unfortunately you cannot. Aside from that, very nicely sculpted and paint applications on this lightsaber. I mean, like, look at that. Just like, love the gold paint application there, Got the bronze right there, the silver along with the lightsaber, also the black, and nice sculpted detail. So far, I think the paint applications on these Star Wars figures are pretty much good. Not so much messy, all clean, Not too bad of a small accessory. Great paint details on it. Really like that a lot. Now let's take a close look at the figure itself. Here's a look at the face of the figure. It's really not too bad. It doesn't resemble much of the actor who plays Obi-Wan, but almost close enough. Some people don't like the flesh tone, but to me it doesn't really bother that much. And I don't know if my camera picks it up, but he does have blue eyes, but a lot more darker. And it is there. And also nice sculpted detail on the hair itself and the beard too. See how he got some gray hairs on the side of him, which is really not too bad. And I apologize if my camera don't pick it up, but he does have some wash of his beard, like some spots a little more darker than the other, but it's a really nice detail there. Kind of seems like he has an oily face from a different angle. But yeah, not too bad, I love the sculpt and how it is on the upper head and see upper top of the figure, got this very detailed kind of like cloth G-like something, I don't know, but it's really not too bad, how nicely detailed it is, how these lines are in it, very textured. Love how that detail that Hasbro done with these Star Wars figures. Take a look at the back of it here. Got a nice paint variation there from like darker yellow than lighter, or beige whitish color. Not too bad. And also got a nice clean sculpt and paint applications on the belt. Here you can see the different color variations from the silver to the bronze in the middle there, as well as a brown pocket or somewhat case there. It's a black buckle there. Probably a tiny bit of silver paint applications there as well. Not too bad. Then go back and just like paint a nice little, I don't know, some sort of button there. If I apologize if I can't pick it up, but there is some, let's see, some tiny bronze paint applications in there, these four corners here. Not too bad. The paint applications turned out to be very clean. I like the sculpted detail on the various smallest things around this belt too. I don't know if it's just me, but I think like Hasbro pays more attention to paint applications on the Star Wars figures in the Marvel Legends line. I don't know. Am I talking crazy here? I mean, like, it seems like since, like, you know, Disney acquired the rights of Star Wars, pretty much they make their Star Wars products top notch compared to the Marvel Legends. Their paint applications become too sloppy, too messy, just downright terrible. But with Hasbro doing the Star Wars, it just like seems more clean and the errors seems non-existent and the quality control seems better. I don't know if it's good or bad. No, it is bad because, you know, they favor one line or the other. They can't just give equal treatment of payment applications to Star Wars, and the same thing with the Marvel Legends. But I digress. Take a look at the bottom of the figure. Same continuation of how it is from the top part of the figure to the bottom. With these, you know, parts here was made of pliable material, softer plastic. You know, continue with the color variations and good amount of detail. And the bottom of his clothing here, I don't know what you call it, a robe, whichever, but it's a very softer cloth and doesn't have like that weird or bad cutoff like you see from the Princess Leia figure, which I don't have. I still get yet still. And you know, continuing on from his legs here, nice sculpted lines on his pants there as well. The boots turn out to be very nice. See the sculpted detail, which is not too bad. Also from the front there, you can see some texturing there, lines, so forth. In the back, not too much. Very nicely done. You can see that he actually is wearing, like, you know, got that leather type-ish texture to it. But yeah, pretty good figure nonetheless. The articulation for this figure is pretty good. You know, his head can go up that far, not too bad. Goes down that much. The arm goes extend outward that much. Unfortunately, his elbow doesn't extend that much. Just like, I don't know, 45-degree angle, not 90s, unfortunately, which is really bummer. But it does rotate at the elbow. Rotates on the wrist here. Goes up and down. He has a waist swivel. Not too bad. Kind of pivots as well. Left and right as usual. He does have a lower waist joint that's underneath the claw, so you just have to control it, which is not too bad. A bit hidden to be, if you ask me, but also, you know, it has more articulation to it. His feet can go up, that far back. He has double jointed knees. Kind of looks ugly to me, but there you have it. Another figure that could have nice have a boot rotation, but he does not though. But his feet can go up far that much, down a good while. And here we have an ankle pivot. So not bad articulation, but it could have been better. But, you know, it is how it is. To get an idea for the size comparison, here he is to Han Solo and Boba Fett. I can't really say he's going with the scale very well, but it seems to be going in the right direction. And this is like one of the best Star Wars figures that finally come to a 6-inch line. I mean, I really like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, you know, this pretty much figure is pretty much a must get. I mean, like, if you're a fan of Star Wars, then again, who isn't? I mean, you know, these are must get figures regardless. But yeah, I mean, if you just like try to get, you know, find other stores like Toys R Us and Target, you'll be able to find him as well. And don't forget to try to check out the Disney stores in your local malls or whichever, because apparently they carry Star Wars figures now, so don't forget. Disney acquired the rights of Star Wars, so you might be able to find him, as well as maybe the hard to find figures like Boba Fett. But yes, that is my review for the Black Series Obi-Wan. I cannot wait to get Anakin later on, so that way I could just put some nice posability in and displaying my collection. And if you like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. This is Celtic here. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.